Right. So good night, good night, good night, and we are live on PRO-C-VANE media coverage via YouTube and Facebook. Let me see if I could open up the comment section one time so that all the comments that come in tonight will show on the screen. Right? Speak about some things that are happening regarding children and school, or not just children and school, regarding schools on the whole, because it includes teachers as well, right? And after seeing some information, I think it's only very important that and I want to jump straight in. I need to pull up some stuff here. So let me see if I could pull it up. Right. Um I'm looking for the folder. This probably might be it. Yes, yes, this is it here. So I want to speak about this, and I wouldn't waste any time. I will jump straight into it tonight. Right, so tutor sent, or tutor did this letter here, and also there's a letter from the Ministry of Education. Right, a lot of things has been happening. If you all can recall, am I seeing here? Oh, but I'm doing a little stuff here. So I just getting some reply on some personal matters there, right? But let me jump into this thing from tutor one time. Well, let me just forward something here, and quickly I will jump into this from tutor. And not just tutor, the Ministry of Education also. But I want to pull it up on this device where I could see it a little better, because I don't know my sighting so good, right? Let me pull it up here. And my message list does be so long that finding stuff doesn't always be that easy. Anybody want to get my pair of glasses, boy? Right, here it is. This is it. Yes, this is it, man. With this message from tutor. The tutor has from inception worked towards promoting the cause of education. It is certainly no different for this period where emergency remote engagement has ensued. Trying to say the people thing right, eh? I need a good pair of eyes right now. And The continued institutionalized disrespect from the Ministry of Education, MOE, has skewed the response to education during this pandemic, where education professionals have been bearing unnecessary. I feel if I rotate right, because I'm straining my eyes here right now. Right. I doesn't like to hold the device this way, but I have to get accustomed to that for the sake of my bad sight. Right. Where did I reach? The continued institutionalized disrespect from the Ministry of Education has skewed the response to education during this pandemic, where education professionals have been bearing unnecessary hardship through irrational measures implemented by the MOE. A briefing with the recognized majority union is definitely not consultation. And now let me speak about this piece of it here. So please share the live. Let me speak about this. I was actually in a meeting. Some stakeholders regarding a particular matter came and met with me, right? And we were speaking about consultations. And here tutor is speaking about consultations, where a briefing is not and it could never be consultations, right? So that is already 10 points for tutor on picking up on this thing and telling it as it is. It could never be consultation, right? So here, what do they call consultation? The commander do, well, in this case, tutor said a briefing. Either say the command do a presentation and expect that you will just
taking your calls tonight. That's right.
You will just go with it, accept it, and then they will put in writing they met in the opening, all the way the ministry letter just now, where in the opening saying the met tutor. Right? That's how they like to do the thing. Very, very deceitful. The ministers, the two ministers, and the rest of the ministry team, they are very deceitful. Right? So all they are really unable to share this thing on WhatsApp right now, or I would have liked to. So please assist me by trying to get back this thing that I just okay, right. So I have to find back this one now, rotate the screen and continue. Right. So tutor had no the ministry had no consultation with tutor. They had where it is, boy? A briefing. Where that is. A briefing with the recognized majority union is definitely not consultation. So moving on, the actions of the government by way of her October 8, 2021 announcement regarding the face-to-face engagement of Form 1 to 3 in the next 2 weeks can only be seen as an actual decision to be implemented by the MOE, right? So it is a decision. When you hear that kind of announcement, you will know, all right, a decision has been made by the minister, the Ministry of Education. That will mean who? That will start from the district offices, trickle down to the principals and to the teachers, right? And what they are also trying to do, and all you know, I like to talk it as it is, they're trying to get some of the parent-teacher associations, or in some cases, parent-teacher organizations involved in the implementation of their what I call so let's move on a little bit here into this letter. Twitter notes that this decision was made and announced to the public before consultation with the RMU. What is the RMU? The Recognized Majority Union, right? So anytime I refer to the RMU, or I should just say Twitter, when I read in it, I would like to quote it as it is. But if it is a decision is made and no consultation with Twitter was made, that is blatant disrespect. When I tell Ole that is disrespect, that is total disrespect. That not supposed to happen at all, you know. And what I'm telling Ole, that not supposed to happen. And just now as I read along, you all will see why. Has been very disrespectful, and they are continuing to be disrespectful. And when they are disrespectful to Twitter, then you will expect nothing better from them regarding other stakeholders. Nothing better you could expect from them. Right? So I want to go on here. The union is of the view then that the invitation to meet on Wednesday, 13th October 2021 is not in line with proper consultation, but rather a mockery of Section 40 in brackets 1 of the Industrial Relations Act, chapter meet and treat in good faith with the Recognized Majority Union, RMU, right, from March 2020 to present. So look how long that was. Look how long that was. Now, there were so many so-called stakeholders meetings that the ministry had where Twitter was left out. And nothing could isn't right. It isn't even legal. It cannot be legal. But you know why that's happening? No minister has to give account to anyone. And what they will do, report the minister to who? The friends who doing the same thing? Tell me, are you going to report them to themselves? No, we still, right? I am keeping that in mind. We still have the industrial court. However, that while things are happening in the court system, with the length of time that things take in the justice system, you know what does go on there? The government does go ahead with the foolishness. They just go ahead with the madness, injunctions, right? And I don't know if Twitter made any attempt to file any injunction against what the government is doing, right? It's something I will like to find out about very soon. So if anybody have any information on that, please let me know if Twitter made any attempt to file any injunction against the Ministry of Education or against the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, as the case may be. Right? The justice system is usually, we heard what the president of the Industrial Labor Court said. It went viral. So I think most people probably heard and are familiar with it. But again, it's always a slow process. And usually, while that going on, if there is no injunction, then these and they don't really care, right? So I'm gonna read a little more here now, right? Just give me 1 minute to share this link on WhatsApp, because what I'm sharing here tonight, it is important that a lot of people understand it. Not everybody will go back to listen to our live stream. So I want to really get in some persons on the live. Right, let me send this to the WhatsApp groups that I am a part of. Usually that is where you have and I will continue to read this letter, and then I will go straight into the letter from the Ministry of Education, right? So I'm just going to do one final share here. The way how I'm doing this thing here, like I'm sharing to one person twice and all kind of thing. Right? So that's how it is when you're coming out of meetings and you're not getting chance to really set up properly. But this is such an important topic, and I'm glad for this platform as an opportunity to bring to you what I am able to bring to you tonight. Right? Right, so back to the letter now. Let me rotate my screen again here and continue with this letter from Twitter. So I'm going to repeat this piece here. The last piece that I read, I'm going to repeat this piece and continue. Need charging. Let's see if I could come a little closer to the outlet, because I want to read this here for you. It's so important that we deal with this here. Right. So the union is of the view then that the invitation to meet on Wednesday, 13th October 2000, with proper consultation, but rather in month section 40 in brackets 1 of the Industrial Relations Act, chapter 8801, to meet and treat in good faith with the RMU, that is the recognized majority union, from March 2020 present. Twitter has repeatedly urged the Minister of Education to abide by the provisions of the Education Act. Now, these are acts, these are not just something that somebody wrote, something that somebody just come up with in their mind, we should go by this. These are acts from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And nobody in power seems to even care about these laws. Right? So let me jump into our next part of this 74E, where an association is certified under this part as the appropriate recognized association, C shall have exclusive authority to be representative of such persons in the bargaining units for consultation and negotiation in respect of any of the matters specified in section and any other matters concerning such members of the teaching service so long as the certification remains in force. In addition to promoting the cause of education, it is paramount that the well-being of our membership is sufficiently catered to. Tutor recognizes the extraordinary efforts being put out by the education professionals to risk and emotional health. In light of measures put forward for return of physical schooling for vaccinated students only and implications created for education professionals, the General Council met on Monday 12th October or Monday, October 12th, 2021, and directed the association to adopt the following position. Right, so let me go to that next part of it here on the screen, right? And let me find it now on this device here to read it up for you. I really not even seeing it on the screen now. Trust that you all are seeing it clearly. If not, I am sure it is in those mainstream media. Well, I am hoping it is undiluted in the mainstream media reports. Moved. Whereas, motion number one, whereas number one, Form 1 students under 12 years of age do not have the option of being vaccinated, and there are students within the national school population who cannot be vaccinated for medical reasons. Number two, there are schools that are not physically ready. I keep forgetting I could zoom this thing in. That are not physically ready in relation to spatial limitations of the size and layout of classrooms, and schools which do not allow for the safe movement and positioning of students and teachers whilst maintaining a healthy social distance. Number three, the promotion of academic, what word is this? Inequity. I have to start back reading. The promotion of academic inequity by the MOE, Ministry of Education, that is, through its current mandate continues as evidenced by ongoing low student turnout. Let me pause on this one before I go to number four. I have one more number there. The students are really, really coming out in small numbers. We are getting those reports every single day. So it is to the point that when these reports come in, I asking myself, well, okay, it's in the some fresh news now, and then tomorrow low student turnout. Okay, that any different from yesterday? So it's like we're already expecting that to happen. Number four, there's a need to ensure that priority is given to upper school students who are preparing for high stakes exams. Then be it resolved that tutor categorically expresses its disagreement with the reopening of physical school for forms 1 to 3 at this time. Be it further resolved that tutor calls for the discontinuation of face-to-face classes for forms 4 to 6, with the exception of persons required to attend for the completion of all practical high-stakes examination requirements. Right? Number 2, be it resolved that tutor's position is that as long as MOE, Ministry of Education, insists that all the secondary school level return to school, we operate as per our terms and conditions of work and cease all emergency engagements. This, in light of the fact that we demand to be part of a sustainable education system which engage the needs of all educators. Tutor cannot facilitate the burning out of everyone loses. Through meaningful consultation, measures that promote a sustainable system for all can be derived. In this regard, Tutor calls for the support of all stakeholders in the plight of establishing a sustainable education system for all. Viewers, those of you watching this video, and me with my boring reading, some important statements were made there by Tutor. And Tutor now is calling for stakeholders to support. And when I see the word stakeholders, I will only imagine a lot. When I read this earlier on, a lot of different agencies started to come to mind. And I think there are many stakeholders here. I think this call is for all stakeholders to jump on board and give Tutor that support at this time. Right? I am supposed to stop at 8:45 p.m. So I don't want to go too much into the next letter from the ministry, like to read the whole thing, but let me make it show up on the screen a little bit here. Right? I'll show it up in parts. So we have the letter from the ministry, which sort of repeated the same things that Tutor said, except that the ministry isn't acknowledging the fact that they're playing up. Right? The ministry isn't acknowledging the bottom of the ministry's letter. It said, at this time, based on guidance from the Ministry of Health, the safest, gosh, I have to turn back this thing again. Right. The safest cohort or somebody help me pronounce this word, please. I don't know how come I just be passing English. Well, I used to be passing English in school. And I come and pass English. And like I see in words that either I can't remember or something. Where the word gone now? Right, the last paragraph. The safest cohort of students at schools are the vaccinated. Hence the approach taken by the government on physical attendance. Um, is it okay on this platform that I say bullshit? Minister, let me see your name. Ministers of Education, Dr. Nayan Gadsby Dolly, and Lisa Morris Julian. Bullshit. And the thing about it, all in making decisions, excluding the union, because you all know very well that is bullshit. If it wasn't a matter of bullshit, you all would have included all the relevant stakeholders. I know about a particular group of people that is included because that particular group of people not standing up as they should. Right? That particular group of people willing to bow to what all they want and all they know that very well. So right now, anybody who want to bend down on that all and sniff, all they don't mind having them. Right? Let me see if I could put the next part of this letter here on the screen. Right, this is the next part. I don't know how visible it is. Right, but anyone who you all know will stand in defense of what is right and just, you all want to exclude them. So this is the situation from one particular group put out a message. And here what I saw in the beginning of the message. Let me see how fast I might be able to find this. I would like to find this really, really quick. And I want to hear all your views on it. Now we're going to wrap up in 7 minutes. Right? Tonight is our short live. Every Tuesday, by the way, it will be very short. From 8 p.m. to 8:45, right? And the other days it will be from 7 p.m. and so on. Now, some of the days it will be 2 hours. Some of the days it will be shorter. Here this paragraph. The second paragraph by organization who's supposed to be defending children, but rather sniff under the ministry. Bend down and sniff. Our view accords that the decision of children's vaccination or non-vaccination should respectfully remain within the remit of the parent. Not bad. Then they go to say we can sell vaccination of our children. What successful vaccination they're talking about? And celebrate. Wait. I know I read this about 10 times and this now make it 11. Let me read it a 12th time. Let me turn this like we can celebrate the successful vaccination of our OUR is our, not so? CHILDREN is children, right? We could is a success that our children vaccinated, and then we could celebrate that. What manner of evil is this? What manner of evil is this? If you know how I am burning in my entire body seeing this. And you know how long I want to talk about this? But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me see what comments. Seeing Shane Sylvester take a pass through, Penny George, Dolce. Let's see if I could put up something on the screen here. Right, let's see what this comment is. The vaccine should of allow safe zone not to still wear mask. That making any sense? Well, I think it have to not make sense. Unfortunately, and that is not my rule. That is the UN and WHO rule right now. Right, so to have a next comment. Heard teachers complaining about wearing masks all day in class. I wonder if the teachers who complaining about wearing masks all day in class actually supported tutor when tutor said to down the devices. I wonder how many of them showed up online instead of downing their devices. Can that kind of reporting and take them kind of report to, you see, there are some organizations, and I'm glad I didn't forget to mention this. In the last 2 minutes, remember we have the first wave movement and the responsible parents group of Trinidad and Tobago who are standing for one and standing for all. Right? So when all you have them kind of problems, these are people more civilized than me. They are very respectful, and yes, I care about all it too. I care about all. But you see how I just get emotional and thing? Them are a little more professional than me. I would not want teachers who not even supporting the only recognized majority union that they have to be coming and complaining to me that they can't wear masks all day or uncomfortable. Right? Honestly, I don't want them complaining to me. Now, since I wouldn't be able to take it. But I could tell you all that Brother Umar Abdullah and Dr. Rajiv Siram, they are doing their best and they are making progress in terms of tackling this from all different angles. Right? Enough respect to them. Enough respect to Dr. Lewis once again. Right? Let's hope that everyone continue to pray that God protect and keep Dr. Lewis safe from anyone who not too pleased with him bringing some solutions. Right? Dr. Lewis, we are thanking God for you and we are praying for your protection and guidance. We're praying for the same with Dr. Rajiv because we know he and we know that people may not be in favor with that. We are praying for Brother Umar. He has taken a bold stand from day one, and we know people wouldn't be in favor with that. So that's it, 8:45. Have a blessed night, everyone. When you get a chance, follow up this situation with tutor and the Ministry of Education. And it's not about whether I like tutor or not. Well, you know me, I don't look for any friends. I am not interested in having more friends than I already have. But we have to tell it as it is. This country is in problems and we need to come together. Tutor has made the call. Get in contact with tutor somehow or the other and find out how you can be of support to tutor. Being in support of what tutor is doing at this time is also going to be in support of the future of your child. All this education is towards their future, and we need to give tutor that support. We, including me, need to give them that full support. So, good night, everyone, and look forward to seeing you. Don't forget tomorrow. Every night will be from 7 p.m. except Thursday. Thursday will be 8 p.m. to 8:45. Right? It's already 8:46 going on 8:47. So have a wonderful night.